This is an AI summary of a livestream that Bullhorn Betty did on April 19, 2025, entitled, "Julie Lost Her Ever-Loving Mind?" Normally, I repost the video, but in this instance, I will not. I will leave a link to the video in my description. Do with the link as you wish. Overall context and tone. The video is an extemporaneous livestream by Bullhorn Betty, true crime YouTube host. Speaking from her car while running errands, she launches into a 23-minute monologue aimed almost entirely at another small creator, Julie Skolnick. Tone: highly aggressive, profanity-laden, mocking, and personal. Rhetorical style: stream of consciousness, punctuated with insults, sarcastic applause, and claims of moral superiority. Core grievance: Betty says Julie once presented herself as an ally in the search for missing child Sebastian Rogers but has now sided with hate channels, and is publicly criticizing or attacking Sebastian's supporters, specifically Seth, Sebastian's father, and Tony Mathis, a volunteer helper. Detailed chronological rundown. 0 to 3 minutes. Betty greets the chat while running errands. Puts on new glasses to read comments. Immediately calls Julie crazy, @blank crazy. Recalls a past phone call where Julie cried, seeking help against channel attacks. 3 to 8 minutes. Says Julie wanted advice to silence critics. Betty declined deeper involvement. Portrays Julie as attention-seeking towards Seth and Tony. Claims Julie now attacks a lot of people after failing to gain traction. 8 to 12 minutes. Insults escalate. Julie is weak, spineless, a whiny little brat. Mocks Julie's husband as a bald-headed lump on a log. Questions Julie's care of her medically needy adopted children. Adds a political aside: "I'm a MAGA person." 12 to 16 minutes. First explicit threat: "I'll drag the blank out of you and dig into your background." Says she'll use hate channel tactics, but lawfully and above board. Suggests Julie might be mentally ill and on medication. 16 to 20 minutes. Reveals she blocked Julie months ago, repeats @blank crazy. Boasts she predicted Julie's betrayal. Promises to let the hate channels devour you. 20 to 23 minutes. Introduces a mock award, Bullhorn Betty's @blank crazy content creator award. Tells Julie she doesn't matter. Instructs any viewers who side with Julie to leave the chat. Ends with another burst of profanity. Condensed content summary. Main narrative: Betty recounts being contacted months earlier by Julie, who allegedly asked for help dealing with critics. Betty claims she quickly judged Julie as unstable and cut contact. Accusations: Julie is said to have abandoned advocacy for Sebastian Rogers. Sought personal attention, clicks and views. Flip-flopped to hate channels. Mocked Tony Mathis over the death of his child. Personal attacks: Betty derides Julie's marriage, finances, bankruptcies, mental health, and fitness as a parent. Self-positioning: Betty portrays herself as a seasoned creator focused on true crime justice, boasting superior judgment and the willingness to expose bad actors. Call to audience: urges viewers to block Julie and consider her persona non grata in the true crime community. Threatening or potentially defamatory statements. Around 11 minutes 45 seconds. Statement: "I will drag the out of you. Start digging into your background." Nature: threat/intimidation. Voiceover phrasing: she threatens to publicly harass Julie by digging into her background, framing it as dragging her through the mud. Around 12 minutes 30 seconds. Statement: "I do things lawfully. You do not want me up your crawl." Nature: threat. Voiceover phrasing: Betty implies sustained targeting, warning Julie that she shouldn't provoke her, even while claiming any action will be lawful. Around 13 minutes 5 seconds. Statement: hints Julie could be a pedo doing something to your adopted children. Nature: defamatory allegation. Voiceover phrasing: she makes a serious, unsubstantiated insinuation about Julie's character, suggesting criminal behavior involving her adopted children. Around 14 minutes 20 seconds. Statement: boasts she's skilled at digging up dirt and can guarantee every last person out here, implying investigation to shame Julie. Nature: threat. Voiceover phrasing: She again warns of reputational investigation, suggesting she could publicly expose or shame Julie using tactics she describes as part of her expertise. Around 18 minutes 40 seconds. Statement: I'll let hate channels devour you. Don't ever come asking for help. Nature: threat/malicious intent. Voiceover phrasing: she threatens to hand Julie over to third-party hate channels to be destroyed, and tells her to stay away. Around 20 minutes 15 seconds. Statement: declares Julie winner of the Batshit Crazy Award. Nature: harassment/potential defamation, mental health slur. Voiceover phrasing: she mocks Julie publicly, labeling her mentally unstable with a sarcastic Batshit Crazy Award. Multiple points throughout. Statement: repeated insults: crazy, crackpot, stupid as, no brain cells. Nature: character attacks/potential defamation of reputation. Voiceover phrasing: throughout the stream, she levels ongoing personal attacks, deriding Julie's intelligence and sanity, painting her as unreliable and unfit. Legal/defamation notes. Betty levels unverified factual claims, e.g., insinuations of pedophilia, misuse of adopted children, mental instability, that could be defamatory if false and harmful. Threats mostly take the form of promised public shaming, doxing, background digging. She states she will act lawfully, yet the language is clearly intended to intimidate. Key takeaways. Purpose: video is less about the missing child case than about publicly castigating a smaller creator. Content: dominated by personal insults, unsubstantiated allegations, and repeated pledges to retaliate. Threat and defamation: contains multiple intimidation statements and at least one potentially defamatory suggestion, pedophilia. Community impact: encourages viewers to ostracize Julie, frames dissent as betrayal of the true crime cause. Does any of the livestream violate YouTube's terms of service? Short answer: yes. Several passages almost certainly breach YouTube's community guidelines, which are incorporated into the terms of service. Harassment and cyberbullying. Rule summary: YouTube prohibits content that targets someone with prolonged insults, slurs, threats, or doxing. In this video, Betty spends almost the entire stream attacking one identifiable person, Julie, with continuous graphic insults. She threatens to drag her, promises to dig into her background, warns "you don't want me up your crawl," and alludes to exposing private information. Classic intimidation and doxing behavior. Threats of violence or harm. Rule summary: content that threatens an identifiable individual or their property is disallowed. In this video, multiple implicit threats appear, chiefly reputational harm. Betty encourages audience hostility and hints at using third parties to devour Julie, escalating the intimidation. Defamation and privacy. Rule summary: YouTube treats defamation separately. Targets can submit legal complaints for removal of false harmful statements. In this video, Betty makes unsubstantiated, serious allegations, suggesting Julie might be a pedophile abusing adopted children, and repeatedly questions her mental fitness. Those claims, lacking evidence, are potentially defamatory. Protected group harassment. Rule summary: targeting someone over real or perceived mental disabilities is treated more severely. In this video, Betty labels Julie bat-crazy, mentally ill, and mocks supposed medication use, invoking stigma around mental health in a way that could trigger enhanced scrutiny under protected trait harassment rules. Personally identifiable information/doxing. Rule summary: threatening to expose or actually exposing private information is prohibited. In this video, Betty explicitly threatens to investigate and expose Julie's background and references other instances of addresses being shown on rival channels, reinforcing a climate of doxing intimidation. Why the stream is likely non-compliant. Prolonged, targeted harassment. The entire video is an extended personal attack, repeated profanity, ridicule of appearance, bald-headed, lump on a log, parenting, finances, mental health, and more. Intimidation and doxing threats. Betty promises to publicly expose Julie's past and implies she will spread damaging rumors. "I could call you a pedo," fake news could pop up. Unverifiable criminal allegations. Accusing someone of child sexual abuse without evidence is a textbook example of potentially defamatory content. Encouraging audience hostility. She tells viewers to block Julie and says the drama community will devour you, effectively inciting third-party harassment brigading. No apparent educational or documentary context. The harassment isn't presented as satire or news, it's direct, personal abuse. Exceptions therefore don't apply. Likely enforcement outcomes. Content removal or age restriction under the harassment and cyberbullying policy. Community guidelines strike to the channel. Repeated violations can lead to suspension. Limited or no ads. The profanity and personal attacks violate advertiser-friendly guidelines. Defamation takedown if Julie or her representative submits a legal complaint. What someone can do next. Report the video via the harassment or hateful content option and include timestamps of the threats/insults. If personally targeted, file a defamation notice or a privacy complaint, for doxxing, through YouTube's legal web forms. Preserve evidence, screen captures, URLs, timestamps, in case YouTube requests it. Disclaimer: I'm not a lawyer, this is a policy-based assessment. Final enforcement lies with YouTube's review team. Legal recommendations for New Jersey. Not legal advice. Consult a New Jersey licensed attorney. These are general, New Jersey-specific pathways you can explore if you're the person Betty targeted. 1. Preserve evidence, first priority. Download the livestream or record it, grab the chat replay, and copy the URL. Screenshot and timestamp every threat, doxing remark, and defamatory statement. Keep a running log, date, time, platform, witnesses. Back up to at least 2 locations, cloud plus drive. Strong, contemporaneous documentation is the foundation for every option below. 2. Work the platform channels. Report to YouTube under harassment or hate. Provide exact timestamps. File a defamation web form, goes to YouTube's legal team. Submit a privacy/doxing complaint if addresses, children's names, medical info, etc. are exposed or threatened. Follow up after 48 hours. Escalate through creator support if nothing happens. Protective order for stalking or cyber-harassment. Why it fits. Continuous online threats and intimidation qualify as stalking or cyber-harassment, and under the updated law effective February 1, 2024, victims can seek a restraining order even without any prior domestic relationship. Authority: New Jersey Law PL 2023, C.154 authorizes non-domestic protective orders. Key details. Begin the process at the County Superior Court, Family Division, or any police station. A judge can grant a temporary restraining order the same day. A full hearing follows in about 10 days. The order can bar contact, require removal of content, and prohibit doxing. Civil defamation suit. Why it fits. Betty made a serious, unverified allegation, implying the target could be a predator with adopted children, which amounts to defamation-per-se under New Jersey law. Authority: New Jersey Revised Statute Section 2A, 14-3. There is a 1-year statute of limitations, and criminal libel has been repealed, so the remedy is civil only. Key details. Elements: publication, falsity, fault and harm. Per se statements presume damages. The plaintiff can seek both monetary damages and an injunction to remove the defamatory content. A cease and desist or retraction demand should typically be sent first. Refusal can help establish actual malice. Civil stalking tort. Why it fits. Separate from the protective order mechanism, New Jersey recognizes a civil claim for stalking based on a pattern of conduct causing fear or distress, which can be brought alongside defamation or intentional infliction of emotional distress. Authority: Case law interpreting NJ Stat Section 2C, 12-10. Key details. Often pleaded in combination with defamation and other torts. Can yield both damages and injunctive relief to stop continued harassment. Cyber-harassment, New Jersey Statute 2C, 33-4.1. What it covers: online threats, lewd or abusive language, or posting indecent material with the intent to harass someone. Penalty: generally a 4th-degree crime, punishable by up to 18 months in jail and/or a fine up to $10,000. It escalates to a 3rd-degree offense if the perpetrator is impersonating a minor. Voiceover phrasing, under New Jersey Law 2C, 33-4.1, Cyber-harassment includes online threats or abusive content meant to harass. Conviction can carry up to 18 months in jail or a $10,000 fine, and becomes more serious if the harasser is impersonating a minor. Harassment, New Jersey Statute 2C, 33-4. What it covers: repeated communications in an alarming manner, or the use of offensive language to disturb or threaten another person, typically treated as a disorderly person's offense. Penalty, punishable as a lower-level offense, disorderly persons, which can include fines and short-term custodial consequences. Voice-over phrasing, the harassment statute, 2C, 33-4, targets repeated alarming communications or offensive language intended to distress someone. It's usually a disorderly person's offense, with potential fines or other limited penalties. Terroristic threats, New Jersey Statute 2C, 12-3. What it covers: threats of violence that are made in a way to cause reasonable fear in the target. Penalty, classified as a third-degree crime, carrying more substantial criminal exposure. Voice-over phrasing, under 2C, 12-3, making a threat of violence that causes serious fear can qualify as a terroristic threat. That offense is a third-degree crime, carrying significant consequences. Stalking, New Jersey Statute 2C, 12-10. What it covers: a course of conduct, repeated, unwanted behavior, that causes a reasonable person to fear for their safety or suffer emotional distress. Penalty, can be charged as a fourth-degree or, under aggravated circumstances, a third-degree offense. Voice-over phrasing, stalking, under 2C, 12-10, involves ongoing conduct that makes someone reasonably afraid or distressed. Depending on severity, it can be prosecuted as either a fourth or third-degree crime. How to act: bring your file to the municipal court clerk or local police to lodge a criminal complaint. Ask the judge for a concurrent TRO under the new cyber-harassment/stalking order law, Section 2C, 12-10.2, Justia Law. If charges stick, a permanent order can be entered at sentencing. 5 Practical Next Step Checklist. Consult a NJ civil litigation lawyer experienced in online defamation and cyber harassment. Share your evidence. File platform reports today. Escalate in writing if there's no action. Decide, with counsel, whether to seek the new non-domestic restraining order immediately, file a criminal complaint, or draft a cease and desist/retraction letter as a first strike. If a TRO is granted, deliver a certified copy to YouTube. They will often geo-block or remove content to comply. Do not engage publicly with Betty or her followers. New Jersey judges look for clean hands when granting injunctive relief. Calendar the 1-year statute from the Livestream's upload date to preserve your defamation claim. Bottom line: New Jersey now gives online harassment victims 3 strong levers: a fast protective order, criminal prosecution, and a 1-year civil defamation window. Move quickly to preserve evidence and talk to a qualified attorney so you can choose and coordinate the best mix of those remedies.